Hey guys, what's up? This is Nick from ThreadX3 Productions, and today we're here to talk about some good things and bad things about the new Call of Duty Warzone. So we're going to start off with the good and end up on the bad. So this is in no particular order other than maybe the top 2 or 3. Alright, number 10, cutscenes. Now this is a small one because really it's just there, but I kind of like the cutscenes. It kind of makes it feel a little bit more epic, and so that's why it's number 10. It's not the most important, but it's kind of nice to have. Number 9. Self-revives take about the same time as a regular revive. One thing in Apex that might be a little annoying is that a self-revive takes so long. But in here, it takes almost the same amount of time that a regular revive does. I kind of like that. Number 8, the gulag. Being able to die and then somehow come back anyways, but adding this nice little twist to it is really kind of cool. Number 7, map density. Now, map density is, what I mean by that is, I am so surprised by how many of the buildings you can go inside of. Now, you might not be able to go to every single floor, but the fact that there are so many buildings that you can go inside is freaking awesome. Number 6, map size. Now, map size obviously is way different than map density because now I'm talking about the actual like square kilometers or square miles if you're an American. And the size is very impressive, especially if you're playing on Plunder where you don't have to worry about the shrinking circle. It's like playing a GTA map but in Call of Duty, so that's really cool. Number 5, guns and gameplay feel great. And what I mean by that is that this feels like a regular Call of Duty game, but in a battle royale. Blackout definitely felt like Call of Duty with a battle royale, but there were just certain things that held it back, like the fact that you had to heal yourself. Whereas in this one, since the health is at least regenerating and the only thing you have to replace is your armor, it makes it feel a lot more like a real Call of Duty, and the guns and everything go along with it to make it feel great. Number 4, kill streaks / the buy cart. The fact that there's this buy cart and you can get armor from it or a gas mask or a loadout or revive one of your characters, this is really cool. I really like it, and it definitely keeps things interesting. It puts points of interest on the map, and anything that does that is really cool in my opinion. Number 3, contracts. The fact that we have contracts, and so we can basically, whether you're playing Plunder or Battle Royale, you can make money in interesting ways, and sometimes it doesn't even involve killing somebody. So the fact that you can feel like you're doing something without having to be the all-time slaying master. Number 2, cross progression. Now, I don't know about you, but I actually didn't pick up Modern Warfare when it first came out. But just by playing this game, I'm unlocking a bunch of stuff for the base game, making it that much easier to pick this up when it's on sale. Now it's like $38, so why wouldn't I? And number 1 might be the most obvious of all, but for me, this is definitely the number 1. Free to play. It's free. And you know what? I'll pack on another thing. Cross play. Free to play. Cross play. Oh my god, if Apex would just get off their butt and do this, it would be one of the best battle royales out. If Apex would just get off their butt and do this, it would make it one of the best battle royales out there. But instead, Call of Duty beat him to the punch, and it definitely shows. So that's all the good stuff. Let me know what you think is good, and let me know down in the comments below. Now let's get into the bad stuff. Once again, not particularly in any order, but maybe the last couple. Number 10 is what's next. Obviously, this goes with the Activision one Call of Duty a year. Is this going to be its own standalone thing? Technically, I was able to download just Warzone. I didn't have to download the entire game. So does that mean that 2 years from now, it's still going to be Call of Duty Warzone? I'm still going to have updates. This is so good that it almost scares me, because I just want to know, are you guys just going to forget about this when the next Call of Duty comes out? I hope not. I really hope not, because Blackout really started to slow down when they decided not to do any more updates for it. I don't want the same to happen to Warzone. Number 9 of bad stuff is spawning in Plunder. Now, basically, when you spawn in almost right right where you used to be. Now, if your squad gets wiped, you do spawn a little bit further away, but this really encourages you to get in this kind of a death loop of killing and then revenge, killing, getting killed, more revenge. And so it kind of creates this sort of aspect. I kind of wish maybe every once in a while there'd be another plane that came overhead, and you could drop from that rather than just spawning you up in the air. That might be a very nitpicky thing, but speaking of nitpicky things, number 8, not enough variety in the contracts. Now, I know I did say that this was a positive, but the negative part of that is the fact that there's not enough variety. Right now, we just have assassination, domination, essentially, which is called recon, and then scavenger, which you pick up 3 things. I would like to see more variety. Like, here's 4 free ones. Activision, take these from me. Okay, demolition. Plant a bomb. When you plant that bomb, you have to wait 3 minutes or maybe 2 minutes, and so people know that the bomb's there. They could go and defuse it to steal the money from you, essentially. Deliver the package. You pick up a package, you go to a set place on the map and a helicopter, and you put the thing on the little, hook on the helicopter, kind of like you do with the money on Plunder. Headquarters, take over an area, but instead of just taking it over, you have to hold it for a certain amount of time. Time trial, maybe it spawns a vehicle and you have to make it to another part of the map in a certain amount of time. And all of these would basically be marked on the map somehow to let people know to try to stop you and maybe steal your money. Number 7, and this definitely might be just me, but skydiving seems kind of off. Now, I'm definitely used to Blackout and Apex, where if you look straight down, you go really fast, and then you can pull up to kind of make yourself go further, and then maybe dive down again, and then further, dive down further. They do it in Blackout, they do it in Apex, and even in Fortnite, I feel like you can get further by kind of cheesing it. In this one, I feel like wherever the pathway of the plane is, you are a little bit more married to that. Sure, you could pull your chute a lot earlier to get further, but then you're dropping probably way after people. Now, this could change with time. I have to put that caveat in there because this very well could just be I have to find the right meta that works for me to skydive. Hey, if you know it, let me know, and then I'll take it off the list. The TTK, or the time to kill, seems a little off between with and without armor. I feel like the 100 amount of health that you have if you have no armor goes like that. It's just gone. Whereas the same amount of health, 100 with armor, seems to take a lot more to take out. This can be frustrating whether you're on one side or the other. If you're receiving, then great, you can stay alive. But if you're not on the receiving end, it can be quite frustrating. And obviously super nitpicky about that one. So, that's just something. Number 5, this is totally just an Apex, privileged boy talking right now, but the ping button being set to the up rather than a different button, and I can't really customize it. I would love to put it as R1. I would love to put it as something else, and that's honestly just me, and I'm okay with that. But seriously, the ping button, I would just like it to be something else. Number 4, can't customize attachments outside of the drops. Picking up a purple, and until I really get to learn the weapons, I don't know what attachment the sight is going to be. Now, eventually I'm going to learn everything, and that's fine, but what if I just don't like thermal sights? I'm not saying I don't, but let's just say I would prefer one over the other. Maybe I'd like a recon over but not knowing what sight I'm going to have, or only being set to that one sight all the time. People have preferences, and so not being able to choose it outside a straight up drop box, I don't know, I kind of don't like it. At the same time, the simplicity of just being able to run around grabbing guns, not having to grab 8 million things, the fact that they have kind of refined it is nice, but it's a give and take in my opinion. Number 3, connection is okay, but not great. Most of the times when I'm shooting, it's hitting people, and every once in a while there'll be a little bit of a stutter and then it'll disappear, but it's enough to kind of take you out of the experience sometimes. Now obviously we're only on day like 3 or 4, so things are most likely going to change, but it's just something that kind of sticks out. Luckily I wasn't there on like hour 1 where I heard the service was horrible, so luckily I didn't have to live through that. But what I do have to live for is just a little bit of a nuisance. chance. Number 2, Battle Pass doesn't level up even the free stuff unless you pay. So the Battle Pass is cross progression just like everything else. However, you don't even progress through the free stuff unless you buy it. I tested this out on multiple matches and it didn't seem to level up. But as soon as I bought it, boom, I got 3 tiers in my first match. And number 1, they might have fixed it by the time I'm having this video out, but kills only count after you kill them all the way, not as a knockdown, if that makes sense. So you can knock them down and then you can kill them. Well, sometimes if you knock them down but then your buddy kills them, they get the credit for the kill, not you. And so it's a little thing, and obviously we're all a team, we're all working together, but still, if I know that I've killed 6 people but they don't count because maybe it only counts 2 of them, it's a little annoying. Not only that, but I've actually heard reports of if you kill somebody and then they disconnect, you don't get a credit for that kill either. So it's definitely something that they need to fix. From what I hear, Blackout had the same problem and then they fixed it pretty close to its release. So I'm hoping that this is just another thing. So those are 10 good things and 10 bad things about Call of Duty Warzone. Personally, I love it. So even the bad things are really just things that I thought of. I don't really hate them, not enough for me to not play. This game is awesome. I'm having a really good time. I'm not normally a Call of Duty boy, but like, I don't know, butter me up, lube me up, because I am ready to be a Call of Duty boy just for this. I'm still going to be super critical on the things that need to be critical, but I'm having a blast. You guys let me know, what do you think about Call of Duty Warzone, its future, how it's doing now, your best parts, worst parts? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at TX3 Productions, ThreadX3 Productions on Instagram, ThreadX3Productions@gmail.com. As always, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Would really appreciate that. I was Nick for ThreadX3 Productions, and you have yourself a great day.